Good morning and a warm welcome to all distinguished guests, school heads, and our dear parents of Ashok Hall Group of Schools. We begin today with a moment of reflection and tribute. On 16th May 2024, we lost our esteemed chairperson, Mrs. Manjushri Ji Khaitan. Her remarkable contributions and commitment to resonate within the Ashok Hall Group of Schools left a very lasting legacy that we deeply cherish. Ma'am Khaitan led the Ashok Hall Group of Schools with unparalleled vision, inspirational leadership, and immense love for children, which actually solidified all these schools as a premier institutions in education. Her legacy will forever be cherished and she will be deeply missed. Amidst our remembrance, we are also pleased to announce a significant addition to our leadership. Mr. Kumar Mangalamji Birla, Chairman of the Indian multinational Aditya Birla Group of Companies, is now the Chairman of the Trust Board of the Birla Sanskriti Trust, which runs all the group of schools of us. His esteemed presence and guidance will undoubtedly enrich all our institutions. It is now my privilege to introduce the new Chairman of the School Managing Committee of Ashok Hall Group of Schools, Mr. Om Prakash Chitlange. Thank you. Mr. Om Prakash Chitlange brings over 4 decades of rich experience and expertise in strategy, finance, operations, and many, many more. Having joined the group 43 years ago, he was mentored by the late Shri Basant Kumarji Birla and Shrimati Sarlaji Birla, embodying the finest traditions of professional leadership within the extended Birla Group of companies. A chartered accountant by profession and many more, Mr. Chitlange began his career with Century Textiles and Industries Limited. His journey saw him excel in various functions, leading to his role as business head of Century Rayon, where his leadership garnered numerous awards and countless praises. In addition to his corporate accomplishments, Mr. Chitlange is also the president of the AMFII. He also serves as the chairman of the governing council at B.K. Birla College of Arts, Science and Commerce and B.K. Birla Public School, Kalyan, Maharashtra, which is considered one of the top schools in Mumbai. Today, we are privileged to have Mr. Chitlange with us to address our beloved parents. His wealth of experience and visionary leadership will propel the Ashok Hall Group of Schools to new heights. And trust me, you're going to absolutely love him. Just allow him to introduce himself and address you. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Om Prakash Chitlange. And I would also like to introduce Senior Vice President Education, Mrs. Sarat Priya Pajoshi, Vice President Education, Mrs. Sharmila Nath, Ashok Hall Girls Higher Secondary School Principal Dr. Atri Sengupta, Mahadevi Birla Shishu Vihar School Principal Mrs. Sonali Sarkar. I would like to request Chitlange sir to please come on the dais and address the audience. Thank you.
Thanks indeed. Thank you so much for that kind words, and thank you so much for that applause. Every new responsibility brings multiple challenges, but let me deal with that in a few minutes from now. Good morning, everyone. Very, very warm welcome to you on behalf of Ashoka Group of Schools. Before I start speaking, I need to make a request to all of you to pay our homage to respected Manjubai ji. If you can be kind enough to just stand for a minute and pray for the departed soul. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much. Take your seats. So I will reintroduce myself because certain aspects he has very kindly covered, certain aspects he perhaps doesn't know because he also knows me just for a few days back when the announcement happened. As he rightly said, it is my 43rd year with Birlas. I was just 23-year-old, 24-year-old when I joined Birlas. Today I am standing at 67. It's a whole journey. It's my first job, of course the last job. So I take immense pride for having chosen to join Birlas. Is it because of certain materialistic thing that Birlas give me? The answer is no. I think my life is fully impacted by Mr. B.K. Birla and Mrs. Sarla Birla. I was very fortunate to be in this city reporting into the couple multiple times as I was a young chartered accountant navigating into multiple roles. And the three positive attributes that over the years I have gathered, I have nurtured, I have passed on to my children and now I am trying to pass it on to my grandchildren are humanity, humility and simplicity. I think you will always find me as I keep connecting with you in small groups, in larger groups, talking to take your feedbacks on how do we perform, what are your aspirations, what are your expectations. I think this will constantly remain with me to remain grounded, take your input in a positive manner, give rapt attention to what your concerns are. Some of them I will be dealing today. I am also mindful that is there any way to satisfy today's parents? The answer is no. Like whatever we may try, your aspiration and expectation is rightly because ultimately we are dealing with your biggest wealth, your biggest treasure, that's your child. But we are also mindful that if we are doing or dealing with the biggest asset of your family, are we responsible enough? The answer is yes. I guarantee you that as we unfold onto the new journey of improvisation, onto the new journey of innovation, onto the new journey of digitalization, you will find us equally responsible as we were earlier in catering to many needs of your children. And that brings me to the first topic, that as you people get ready for the admissions of your children, as I get ready for my grandchildren, and I have also scouted schools in the nearby locality, to me there are three major concerns that I need to address. And they are physical safety of your child. That is the number one. Second one is the emotional safety of your child, because that is equally important in today's world. And third one is the academic safety of your child. I will deal with all these three in a short while from now. But starting with the physical safety, then moving on to the emotional safety, and then moving on to the academic safety. Let me first tell you exactly how I started my journey. So when Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla called me that I need to shoulder this responsibility because of my past experience at Kalyan. So just give you a glimpse in 2 minutes about what city of Kalyan is. It is the largest education hub in the close by Kalyan city, which is 45 kilometers away from the airport of Mumbai. The population of the city is about 50 lakhs, surrounded by another 30-40 lakhs who are small towns. We have a toddler academy belonging to Birlas, we have a play school belonging to Birlas, we have a CBSE school belonging to Birlas, we have a state board school, and we have a college. The total students which are studying under different Birla schools and Birla College at City of Kalyan exceeds 22,000. That's the number. The college that we are having is an autonomous college, which is now becoming empowered autonomous. Our aim is to take that to the university. In 2 years down the line, I still hope that we will be aiming to make it as either a Vicky Birla University or Aditya Birla University, something like that. Recently, Mr. Birla also added 3 campuses of BITS Pilani at Kalyan. They are BITS School of Management, they are BITS Law School, and there are BITS School of Design. One of its kind offering from BITS Pilani, which is supposed to be until now catering to the field of engineering. So with these additions, there are about 25,500 students, right from play school until PhD, right from management school to the law school, so on and so forth. With all my association across this institute, I feel that I am matured enough to deal with multiple needs of today's young children, multiple needs that the parents are looking at it. So when this responsibility was given to me, the first thing I did was to create a team of different experts to make a visit to Kolkata. So have I visited the school personally? The answer is partly yes, because yesterday you will be surprised that we started at about 10 o'clock and we continued until 1 o'clock, and you will be very happy to know that these 3 hours Mr. K.M. Birla personally went to at least 4 schools. It's a matter of immense pleasure and pride that when as his new role into the trustee, I have never seen somebody at his level going to each school, interacting with the faculty, looking at the infrastructure, so on and so forth. So you should be very safe that would he be just lending his name to the institute? The answer is no. He is extremely mindful. You can also understand the emotional attachment that the chairman sir brings to the city of Kolkata, as well as to the different schools that the family has floated over the years. Should I say that you should feel more secure than what you were? The answer is yes. Should you be more optimistic about the future of these schools? The answer is yes. If standing here, I can assure you and guarantee you that me and the whole colleagues who are seated on the dais, the teaching fraternity, the various consultants, we will strive our best, we will work our best to ensure that we keep serving you much better. To me, education is the need of the hour. Imparting education of quality, backed by a very holistic approach, is also a need of the hour. I will deal with some of these aspects today. I will wait for one more connect with you as the things unfold. But today, the purpose of meeting you is to lend a hand of assurance. The purpose of meeting you to give you a guarantee of continuity. The purpose of meeting you and seeing you, greeting you, is to give that total commitment from the House of Birlas that yes, we are here to serve you better. Standing here, I would also be very keen to take a few questions, as much as I would like to, the time permitting, your time permitting, any concerns that you would like to raise. I will share my mail ID once it gets created for Ashoka Hall. You can write to me on the mailbox. I will try that. I address as many mails as I back. My mail should be operative in next couple of days as I take this responsibility. So there are multiple ways that I would like to engage with you directly, through my colleagues, through the various heads of the school, to ensure that at no point of time you feel that your voices are not being heard. So coming back to this team, I had created groups of 3. That is, first team was on civil, second team we created was on the electrical, and the third team that we created was on the IT. All the schools where the students are operating and students are studying, we had carried out a deep study about the requirement of upgradation of structures. So, right from the washrooms, right up to the school atmosphere, the school entries, the classroom air conditioners, classroom fans, to the libraries, to the labs. We have mapped each and every corner of every individual school to prepare priorities that what do we need to do. Be it trimming of the trees which are touching some of the walls of the school, be it the drainage problem that we face in one of the schools. I am quite aware in last 15 days that how me and my colleagues need to go about it. So that is the physical infrastructure. We are also appointing a team of structural consultants to advise us wherever strengthening of the infrastructure is required, so that the physical safety of the child in terms of fall, in terms of any other untoward incident is totally eliminated. So that is something which we are completed. You will see some of the changes coming in very fast. Maybe 1 month down the line, 2 months down the line, every month would give you a glimpse of all the changes which are happening as I go back to Mumbai, prepare a total roadmap, discuss it with Mr. Birla, and we appointed a due consultant to go into the details and start changing. Our second one was electrical. Let me tell you that the entire electrical audit of each and every cable which runs into the school is completed. Some of you who may be electric engineers who understand the nitty-gritty of hotspots, everything is removed. There were a few hotspots that we could notice and we have totally eliminated. Wherever there is a cable change which is required, wherever there is a transformer change which is required, where there is an extra load or lower load, so everything is undertaken, because to me, electrical is also a risk of fire. We are going through the whole drill of hydrant. We are checking the pressure of the hydrant, it is adequate, adequacy of fire extinguishers, preparedness of the team to deal with any eventuality in case there is some evacuation plans, display of evacuation plans, illuminized lighting to guide the students how to go about it, conducting the mock drills. In last 15 days, all this exercise has been finished. I am ready with a roadmap and I will share that with you maybe another a month or so, how the civil structure and the electrical structure is going to be upgraded and going to be foolproof to ensure that there are zero tolerance to any incident that comes. That should give you some sort of assurance that we as a management are demonstrating utmost responsibility towards the safety and security of your child. Our major concern is on the digital development. Like we have a common website that is a so-called group of schools, and then we navigate down below where you go into the visits of everything. But we do understand that in today's dynamic world, we need to upgrade, we need to change, we need to innovate. And from that perspective, there are 2 or 3 agencies that we are already talking. Some of the features of schools that we are practicing in city of Mumbai, city of Kalyan, or in city of Bangalore, we are trying to replicate. I will give you a glimpse about what is going to unfold in due course of time. As we upgrade our website within a month or so, right from the admission to the exit of the student is going to be dealt digitally. Do we expect you to come with physical documents to the school for admission? The answer is no. You will get a link on which the documents can be uploaded, documents can be scanned, documents can be sent, there will be a connect. We are also planning to have a mobile application which will be released to you on Android and iPhone both, through which you can have a direct connect. Safety of security of your child, like the moment of entry into the school, exit from the school, through default it will be notified to you on the registered SMS. So you will get everything updated. Any report cards that are bound to be given to you will also be available to you digitally. So it's a total change that we are trying to do. That will be backed up by online examination that we would like to roll out in due course of time. We would like to upgrade you about the majority of the school events that I would like, along with the team, to plan, take your feedback, how do we go about it. School's annual day, school sport day, the links for the school sports day and annual day, where you find that it is not possible to come in, but would you like to watch the annual day seated in comfort of your home? We will be creating that sort of a platform where we are visible to you, what we are doing, what we are performing, what we are aiming at. The entire unfolding of this digitalization and automation should take us a minimum 12 months. Because like the civil and electrical, which will be able to rush very fast, I think this journey will have to take it gradually up. Because at this juncture, we are right now working on the ERP. Once the ERP is in place, we migrate into the Microsoft Teams, which is the platform on which we will be working. We get the students to work on it also. Simultaneously, we have parents workshop also to make you familiar how to use our applications, how to use the website linkage, how to upload the documents, how to connect with us. I am pretty sure that as the next academic year begins and I see you back in 2025, maybe we will be perhaps not required to have so many connects, but the digital connect would have fairly got established. You have any concerns on this? Do let me know in due course of time as I connect with you through a proper communication. But this entire scheme of things on IT initiatives, starting with teaching learning experience, starting with parents interaction, starting with serving the students better to prepare the examinations, starting with taking some online examination to prepare them better for their board examination, annual examinations, having competitions of multiple debates, house culture. So there are multiple things which have been lined up. I would be failing in my duties if I tell you that is it just the beginning? The answer is no. The field of education is rapidly changing. हम आज कुछ चीज़ें देखते हैं, कल बदलती है, कल कुछ चीज़ें देखते हैं, परसों बदल रही है. Fortunately, with my experience and exposure that I have got in the field of education by involving myself from school up to the bids, it should give me a ready platform to keep innovating. And I assure you that as these things get rolled out, as you get used to our new age technological applications, as the teachers get used to serve you better, answer you better, this will also have a Dropbox facility wherein you can just log in and write any complaint about us, be it on the civil infrastructure, on electrical infrastructure, on the school library, on the school labs, about the well-being of your child. This facility will be, class-wise, it will be available to you on the application. You can just go through the roll number, click it here, and the school concerned class teacher will by default get a notification that this is your concern which will be addressed to you. I think this is something which is very systematically planned. I am almost ready to make a presentation to Mr. Birla on Saturday as I go back, and once he clears it out, we will start working with these agencies. So these are the basic things that I have worked in last 15 days. Should I be satisfied with my performance of the fortnight? I would say yes, because to me, making a digital visit to all the school followed by a physical visit to the school, connect with the teaching fraternity, teaching colleagues yesterday, wherein I connected with about 350 of my colleagues from different schools, had interaction with them, connecting with all the heads where I spent good number of hours with them in understanding their concern, right from library to the labs, right from infrastructure to digital infrastructure, has given me a lot of insights. But you are our, very important stakeholder. Your concerns are our concerns. Your safety is our safety. Your child's future is our responsibility. So I'll be quite keen to take notes post this meeting as I take my chair back and open my diary to take as many suggestions as they can. I can also nominate the respective school principal and assistant vice principal or the vice principal to take your feedback as to what do you expect from the new management. I am pretty sure that to the best of our abilities, we will try to serve you as much as we can. That's my guarantee, that's my assurance. I started with that this whole connect is to let you feel assured, let you feel reassured that yes, we are here to improvise and we are here to serve you better. Some of the priorities that Mr. Birla has very clearly worked out, and which I have dealt with you separately, is apart from these infrastructure development and digitalizations, we are extremely concerned about emotional safety of your child. As any young student comes in and start navigating into the age and into the higher classes, the emotional changes which keeps coming because of external environments, because of different exposures, because of multiple exposures to the OTTs, to movies, to outside environments, the home atmosphere, there are questions which remain unanswered. There are curiosities which many a time the child is not able to correlate, child is not able to express. We have a scheme of things where this emotional behavior which can be positively nurtured is going to be held by Empower. That is an outfit which was launched by Mrs. Nirja Birla and her daughter, Ms. Ananya Birla. If you open the website of Empower, it will see a team of psychiatrists, team of counselors, team of experts into the field. We are going to start with a first teachers exposure through webinar. Gradually, our aim is to ensure that we have these webinars conducted for the parents, we have the webinar conducted for the students, and take again the feedback as to what are these emotional changes which are coming in. Are they getting adequately covered? Are they getting adequately addressed? Is the school atmosphere creating a positive impact into the mind of that young child? Are we conducive enough to take note of these physical changes which are happening, how to deal with these physical changes, how to allow someone to express the emotional turmoil that goes into the mind, because that is something that me and Chairman Sir both are equally concerned. I assure you that as we start building the new infrastructure, you will come across new counselors room where you can come in. You can also express yourself along with your daughter as to what issues that are bothering you. So there are multiple webinars and seminars, multiple connects with the counselors which are going to be made available for the benefit of students' well-being, and in turn I am equally sure that all the mothers and fathers who are seated here, our major concern today is that is my child secured, both physically as well as emotionally. To me, the academic comes much later. It is of course an integral part of the growth, but how do we go? That's because the academics will, to me, will be the priority once the emotional maturity, emotional turmoil and the physical safety is assured. So after we address these two things in physical infrastructure and digital infrastructure, and having dealt with the emotional security, our focus is going to be on academics. Fortunately for all of us, Ashok Hall group of schools had a wonderful legacy. It continues to have a wonderful legacy. Our results are extraordinarily good. Our academic brilliance has stood with time. I request you all for the wonderful dedication that the teaching fraternity has demonstrated over the years. If you can encourage them by giving a round of applause for their hard work and for their service. It has been a great thing. But should we stop it there? The answer is no. Every person has to gain more maturity. Every person has to learn, because today's era is to unlearn, relearn, relearn. Because to keep yourself relevant in today's world, there is nothing else but to revisit and reignite yourself in terms of thought, reignite yourself in terms of technology, and get used to what the new things are happening. Right now we are working along with Sharmila and Sarath, Mrs. Nath and Mrs. Joshi, giving a total change to leadership development program. What are the new age technologies that we should be bringing in? How do we prepare our teachers to be more dynamic than what they are? What are the areas in which, to be very honest with you, and I must confess that I have come duly prepared with a SWOT analysis of every school. What are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, what are the opportunities available, what are the challenges that we are facing. I have shared that in advance with Mrs. Nath and Mrs. Joshi, because today afternoon or tomorrow or on Thursday, You can expect me to be almost touching. Next year I will take a call. Should I continue every month? Should I make once in 2 months? But you would see me constantly engaging with all the teaching fraternity, at times engaging with you, request you to come, and I'm extremely thankful that the good number of you have really come in with a very short notice that was made available to you. So I am individually indebted to you for this show of faith, for the trust that you have in the abilities of all of us to serve you better. So coming with the leadership development program, we are also lining up the motivational speakers for your child. Again, you will be surprised, just before we entered this hall, there was a call from Mr. Birla, who himself is finding out 2 wonderful speakers to talk to the students. You will see a total change in the approach, because the world is changing, the environments are changing. You are also equally aware that apart from a leading industrialist, Mr. Birla is also leading IIM Ahmedabad, which is a prestigious institute. He is also the Chancellor for BITS Pilani. So is he only an industrialist? The answer is no. He is perhaps, in today's India, he is one of the best educationists, as I see him into the multiple roles that he keeps navigating into it. So as we gather speed, as we gather momentum, as we start changing, there are 2 constant things that you will see is upgradation of the skills of the teachers so that they can teach better to the student. Engagement, which is going to be a constant feature with all of you, either digitally or physically, as the times undergo a change. And upgradation of the students' skill sets, because that is the 3rd priority. So that will be catered as having stated the physical and emotional. I am coming to the academics. Should it be a remedial classes for the student who would like to opt for it? The answer is yes. Would we be available offline to address any questions? The answer is yes. Would there be a time slot where the teacher will be available digitally on Teams to address any concern? Yes. For the board examination, should we be talking to your children more than what we are engaging with? Yes. Should there be mock examination which should happen 3 months prior to the board examination? The answer is yes. Should we initiate competitive examination and the culture of competitive examination across all the schools? Yes. So these are all things in the pipeline. I will be presenting a very comprehensive schedule about how we are going about in my next connect with you, because today I am still short of exactly pinpointing which month what I would like to do along with my colleagues. I will finalize that plan maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe my next visit to Kolkata in about a fortnight from now. But I promise you that maybe our connect 3 months down the line, 4 months down the line, I will personally be able to show you a PowerPoint presentation that this is what we have done, this is what we are aiming to do, and this is where we will take your child to. So standing here, I wanted to assure you that every need of that infrastructure, including the academic and emotional infrastructure of your child, is the uppermost in our mind. Being a father, being a grandfather, I understand the concerns. Having interacted with multiple parents, I understand what the new age requirements are. Having 2 young daughters and 2 very small granddaughters at home, I keep learning from them that what are the needs which are coming up. To me, my home becomes a learning tab, because that is where I gather the new questions which originate, new philosophy that takes shape, and I try to bring it to the place of work, that in what way I can address the concern of other grandfathers, other fathers, other mothers in a better way. So I wanted to connect with you. I wanted to talk to you very clearly. I wanted to take notes of your ambition, your aspirations, your expectation. I wanted to assure you that as we keep changing, we also will request you for some tolerance, because maybe all the promises that I am making, all the assurances I am giving, maybe some of them will get fulfilled, some of them may take slightly more time, but we need your support. We need your guidance at times. We need your deep understanding, because between you and us, we need to strike a relationship of handling your children better than what we are, relationship of deep understanding where our failures are does not become a deterrent for you to ensure that the continuity of your child. And with this, I would like to open the session for question answer, because that is a right way to address many concerns that you may have. In case you want me to touch base on any particular topic, I would be quite keen to cover that also. I would go by your choice. You want more question answer, I will perhaps take as much time as you want. You want to talk to me in a small group post this meeting, I am available. We can meet here, we can go down the stairs, I can meet some of you in the boardroom of Kalamandir. All your choice, totally at your disposal. But my request to you is that if there are any concerns which are remaining unaddressed in this very short introduction about transformation that we want to bring into the schools, I'll be more than happy to take it forward so that they get properly mingled with the existing infrastructure that we are targeting, and all those suggestions which feels to be taken forward, me and my team will be quite eager to implement that. So with this, I open the session for question answer. If there are mics which are already available, I would like some of my colleagues to volunteer and please make it available. Some of you would like to come here, face the audience and raise me a question. I can be seated, I can give that opportunity.
Thank you so much, for addressing all those agendas which you have in such a short time and bringing us all together. So all those wonderful things which you told right now, my only challenge in comprehension is that from your end, I'm sure you must be having something in your to-do list that how you can see that inculcating to the kids. It's more of an ownership I'm talking about, right? Wherein all those things, each child has got a different view of perceiving things. How you're trying to envisage that transformation which you're just talking about, wherein the evaluation of your staff is concerned. I'm not trying to get into detail of that, but remotely in Kalyan, you see, and my kid being in Kolkata, and all the value addition that we are putting across, there is some evaluation which you are looking at your end to see all those things which you said is being correctly, inculcated to my kid, and that's all about it.
So I think let me put that into two parts. First is that any transformation that happens or any change that we want to bring in, can it happen in a day? The answer is no. The change has to start from my mind as a chairman. It has to start from Mrs. Nath's and Mrs. Joshi's mind, who are the vice president and senior vice president. It has to start with principal and all that. The first initiative that we are doing is the mapping competency of our teacher. That the teacher has to be competent enough first to ensure that the delivery of the subject knowledge is perfect. And the teacher also need to be competent and confident that the emotional well-being of the child is not compromised. As you rightly said, that everybody is not a gem, everybody is not bright. A school has to cater to everyone. So we can't be differentiating between the bright child and the child which is not as bright. We can't be differentiating between the fast learner and the slow learner. While we will continue to solve in that, if the competency building exercise which we expect to be rolled out in August, September through a neutral agency, and we expect that to be completed by December. So our deliveries will start coming in from Jan. Your question is that how do we ensure that things are changing? So you know your child. You know how child is happy to go to the school. Is the child missing the school? Is the child comes back happy at the school? Is she nervous? Is she optimistic? Is she energized? So I think the facial expression of your child in the month of January, February and March should give you an indication whether the school is changing for right or the school is not changing. I think that's the only way I can tell you. And I assure you that our attempt will be to bring this smile constantly on the face of your children so that they feel energized and they feel extremely secure coming to the schools.
Good morning, sir. My daughter is in class 3. I have a query. First, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. My daughter is in class 3, and the way it has been dealt during the COVID the teachers have imparted the education in the online system when it was not that digital in Ashok Hall. I really appreciate that effort. And but I have two queries. Okay. First is on the education system. Like I am not knowing whether you are aware or not. But in Ashok Hall, at least in primary school, it's mostly like worksheet driven. Okay, so we don't get the books. I mean, we the parents don't get the books. So if something can be done, like we can get those, whatever it will be taught, a kind of a book, or if the worksheets are given beforehand, so we can prepare them. And if like from class 6 we have the gradation system, like examination system. So if we can have a gradation system, it may be not a formal way, but at least a primary subjects like English, Maths, and Bengali, or certain subjects, just the introduction of the gradation system. So I think like it could help the students from where they don't have any gradation system and standing into jumping into an ocean where they are falling into class 6. And I have one more question. That is education, as I told, way the education is imparted, I don't have any question. The PTMs are held, we get the good feedback also from all the teachers. But apart from the education, like in today's world is much more needed, like you get to involve in other activities as well. So, but here in this Ashok Hall's group, at least in Ashok Hall, I have not seen any extracurricular activities like the sports or an annual day. Can that be in every school we have? At least I am also from St. Thomas, so there's been a annual day kind of a thing and sports day. So if that can be included, thank you.
So let me deal with your last and the first. So in my very short address, I will understand that I told you that there is going to be the annual day, and I can now understand, because I thought that I am making very wonderful announcements for your children. At no point of time you clapped, so I was a bit disappointed. But on this particular question, you clapped very wholeheartedly, so I can understand your concerns which are flowing, and that's a wonderful way of communicating to me what should be a priority for me and my colleagues as we embark on this journey of serving you better. But let me tell you the third question first. So, do we have plans for annual day and sports day? Yes. In fact, I am very happy to share that yesterday, some part of our time, between me and Chairman Sir Mr. Birla, we are looking, can we have a playground close by where we can have a dedicated sports facility? Can we have a parking facility for our buses outside our school where the ground gets vacated and we can conduct the sports there? I think we spent more than 45 minutes on this one topic. Can we have a proper sports ground to conduct these activities? Do I have a solution immediately? The answer is no. Would I have a solution going forward? The answer is yes. Because the whole team which is working around the clock, including Mrs. Nath, me and Mrs. Joshi, we are trying to figure it out. Because sports is an integral part now. We can't, the physical well-being of the child, we can't compromise, so we need to go. Coming to your two other questions, which was related to culture of notebooks, as well as I think the feedback from yesterday. I think this is maybe the 6th or 7th time I am hearing, because whether it is the head of the schools who said that these are the parents' requirement, whether it is the teaching fraternity, should I say yes, we are changing? The answer is yes. I think there is a plan which Mrs. Nath and Mrs. Joshi are going to unveil. You will get a communication maybe about 15 days, a month from now, addressing both the concerns that you have raised. I think we'll be able to satisfy you on that.
Good morning, sir.
Can you permit me to take my seat and
Yes,
address
please,
the questions?
Please,
from
sir, please do. Yes. First of all, thank you so much for your reassuring words. Even I was about to talk about the annual day. I am Dr. Sudipta Mitra. My daughter is in class 7 in your senior section. One major concern, as you were talking of digitalization, it is very good that we adapt with the change. But as I was looking to how my daughter is developing, the online classes have done a wonderful thing that she's learned a lot of computer. And the digital worksheets that come also help her. But I would still request that you can develop a system in your school itself so that the digital part that they are doing, they know where to stop and how much to use. Because this is something that we as professionals are facing a challenge in our profession for the children who are having a lot of digital strain. It's not only in particular part of the eyes which are exposed to it. I'm an eye doctor, of course, but it's the whole body. So if you can have a system, because I see these children, even when they come to a birthday party, they prefer to have mobiles, tabs to play with rather than chat among themselves or play games somewhere. So if you can, sir, have some system to teach them, because they take their teachers' words more easily than our parents. I hope you understand. Even I was from a very good school. So if you can have a system for that.
So I totally understand, because I do understand that some of the issues, is there a right solution? The answer is no. Are you able to stop your child at home from, like my granddaughter who is just 2 years old?
Yes, sir. I have not got her
the first thing on getting up, she always looks at where is my mobile. And we have made it a practice at our home that we don't touch our mobiles, we put it into the wardrobe, so that the young daughters, they are not, otherwise, so gradually I think, basically I would say that something has to be taken care at home. How well disciplined we are, because at houses we are telling not to use mobile and we continue to use mobile on the dining table. We are cooking, we are also on mobile, we are on speaker, we are talking to somebody, we are serving someone. So to me the transformation, as I rightly said, it has to happen from me. I follow discipline where I don't touch my mobile for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But having said that, I am mindful about it, because there has to be a limit of exposure. So as we embark on our journey of digitalization, because that is the only way when the competitive examinations will be undertaking, or for example, seated in India, you will be applying for a application in, let's say, INSEAD in France, you want to go to Michael Foster's School of Business. They are all online examinations, which will have to work in a particular schedule in a time-bound manner. So digitalization is the only way. I am, of course, mindful about what you have stated, and I am also equally clear that yes, they perhaps take teachers more seriously than their mothers, which is a very good thing to happen, because as a school we feel that we can dominate your life also seated here, and we can enter your drawing room. We will certainly inculcate that during this exposure, do's and do nots, or what the limitations are well educated to the student. We'll take cognizance of that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir. Welcome. Yes. Yeah. Sir, my daughter in class 1 in junior section in BSc. So, मैं जब उनको लेके आया था स्कूल में ज्वाइन करने के लिए, तब मैं खूब बहुत डिप्रेस था, क्योंकि उसके पहले जो भी बड़े स्कूल में मैं उनके लिए एडमिशन लेने गई, तो हमें लिखना पड़ता था कि कोई प्रॉब्लम्स वगैरह है कि नहीं बच्चे की। तो उसमें मैं लिखा था कि उसके क्लेफ्ट पैलेट है, ऑपरेशन हुआ है, और उसके बाद थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्टीज है, और वो स्पीच थेरापी से गुजर चुके हैं। वो देख के वो बड़े स्कूल, सो कॉल्ड बड़े स्कूल बोले कि आपके लिए तो डिफरेंटली एबल्ड चाइल्ड के स्कूल होता है, तो वहाँ जाके आप ट्राई कीजिए, यहाँ ऐसा स्टूडेंट्स नहीं लिया जाता। तो उसके बाद मैं बहुत डिप्रेस थी, तो उसके बाद मैं MBSD में आई, और एडमिशन टेस्ट के बाद आपके चाइल्ड काउंसलर जो मैम थे, वो बोला वो तो परफेक्टली ऑलराइट है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। और ये मेरे लिए बहुत ओवरवेलमिंग समय था, और मैं बहुत खुश हो गई कि आप लोग ये समझ पाए कि मेरे बच्चा परफेक्टली ऑलराइट है। और वो लोग, वो टीचर्स और सोनाली मैम, वो लोग ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट थे कि मेरे बच्चे फिट एंड फाइन हैं। मैं उतना ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं था, इसलिए थैंक यू सो मच कि आपने मेरे बच्चे को प्यार किया।
Wonderful thing to hear that we are able to serve you. आपको इतनी अच्छी तरह से हम सर्विस कर पा रहे हैं, हमारे लिए बड़ी खुशी की क्षण है, एंड थैंक्स फॉर दैट कॉम्प्लीमेंट।
Good afternoon, everybody. Respected chairperson of the new managing committee, respected teachers and dear parents. Myself, Dr. Shupia Khatun. I am a professor in civil engineering University, state government, West Bengal state government, and my daughter is in class 8. And this type of thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to meet such an interesting interaction meet. And it was much awaited by many parents, and most of the parents are concerned about many difficulties we have faced for last few years, but you have shared with us that the overall roadmap of the overall improvisation of total group of schools, and we are much assured that it will be fulfilled very soon. But few concerns I want to share, that is, there is a very space constraint is a major problem, especially in senior section. And in a classroom of 30 capacity, almost 55 to 60 students are accommodated, which is very difficult to sit there. And the sitting arrangement should be improved, modified, so that individuals have desk and locker. Because many of our children have back problems, spine problems, due to that heavy weight of bags. And to avoid that difficulty, they can keep a set of book or note sheets in that locker to avoid the heavy weight. It is advised by doctor for my daughter. That's why I am so much concerned. And another important thing, the school timing for senior section is too long. It is started from 9 and ends at 3:20. If it is reframed, the timing, the hour is okay for 7 classes. It should be the hour must be constant, but it may be reframed so that they can take the effective time for study. It can end at afternoon 2:30 or 2 p.m. so that they can get much more effective time for study, especially for higher classes. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity.
That's, I think, our communication. I'll be able to better understand with तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट मुझे क्या कह रही है, so that I will capture the signals which are emanating from your तालियां. I would avoid giving reply to you on the school timing. I think I need to connect. But the first two I am prepared. Yesterday on the school visit, we are looking at areas जहाँ पर हम लॉकर लगवा सकते हैं. If we can allot locker to your child, where under the safety of that key, they can keep some of their books, they can keep some of their belongings, they can retrieve it next day. We are working on it, so that the entire load of the bag, because I was surprised, some of the school children with the bag weight, is it desirable? The answer is no. Maybe today, tomorrow, day after, as I spend more time into the schools with Mrs. Nath and Mrs. Joshi and respective heads, we should be able to offer you a solution. I am also happy to share you that yesterday we initiated a total relook at our furnitures. And I am happy to share that we are involving the Godrej, who are masters in supplying school furnitures, tables and chairs. How do we give better comfort to your children in terms of sitting arrangement? Give me some time. As I said, expectation you should have, aspiration you should have. I will try my best with the support of the entire team to perhaps address this issue. On the numbers, let me enter the classes slightly more regularly than what I did yesterday to address your concern from 30 to 60 or 50, 60, whatever it is. But with the change in the furniture, lockers coming in, I assure you that you would certainly see some changes which are positive in terms of bag weight, loads and the sitting arrangement. That's a guarantee, I can give it to you directly.
It's good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, myself Sukanta Ghosh and my daughter are into Mahadevi Birla Sishu here and she is in class 5. And just I am in banking sector and I am in regional head capacity. And last year I transferred from different location to Kolkata. And my main objective to admit in Mahadevi Birla because I saw that there are in a class there are 25 to 30 students in a class. That was my main objective to admit in Mahadevi Birla Sishu here. But in the class 5, now it's become single sections, only one section in class 5 and there are 55 to 60 students in single classroom. And sir, one thing where when I am coming to that point, and it's my that for this the review mechanisms are not happening. The review mechanism. Just I am giving one example. Like if you are a if my child are just learning the decimal or fractions in mathematics, can only four maths, only four math or four practicing of four math of a decimal or fractions can help the child to learn the fraction fully. And the all the worksheet given in the WhatsApp, just circulating in WhatsApp for practicing, and there are no review mechanisms. They after the child. Yeah, they have filled up, they have completed the worksheet, but the worksheet cannot be reviewed by the teacher. So review mechanism, I think it's a feedback. It's not a complaint. It's a feedback, and I always believe that feedback is a symbol of loyalty. So that's the point from my side.
Well, I have already answered because your concerns are also going to get addressed in our review meeting yesterday. We have already looked at science and maths as the two review subjects that we need to serve you better, and I am happy to share that NCERT books are going to be introduced, which will give you a proper shape of the things to come. So I would still back that our anticipation for today's Parents Connect was quite good, because until now majority of the questions and concerns which came, you will find us duly prepared. So we'll continue to strive to serve you better.
Good afternoon, Chairman sir and the board. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to connect with you. As a professional doctor and gynecologist, I would like to address the issue of the adolescent health problems which our children are having. Actually, in most of the schools, and even we are involved in many of the school health programs, where in this pivotal transformation period, they have some training classes and some sessions. So I would like to bring it to your notice that if you would allow us, or if you would bring such sessions into this course, then our children really, they will get motivated. That they are getting, you were talking about the emotional part of this learning and all. So they are, when in the pubertal transition phase, they get depressed and they are all having all those mental health issues. So I think this is an important area which should be addressed.
Sure.
Thank you.
I will take a good note of it. We'll certainly keep it in our thoughts.
I'm sorry, I'll just take your 2 minutes, sir. Very good afternoon.
Very good afternoon.
I don't know how parents will come up with these questions or not, but on their behalf, I'll say the school premises is so small. Like class in 1, more than 40 students are there in one class. There is no playground, there is nothing. And one more thing, that washrooms are not being used properly because I am the one who suffered. My daughter was infected with her UTI infection since 2 long months. I visited 3 of the children's students, my doctors, and they were astonished that studying in such an established school, how could they do this? She was not cleaned when she used her toilet, washroom, and she was infected since 2 months, 2 long months. And I have visited 4 doctors in Kolkata, all the top 4 doctors.
Ma'am, I sincerely apologize for what has happened, but let me deal with this question slightly more. So, I had myself gone to the washrooms yesterday. The whole team has gone. We do understand there are some changes. So, to make these changes, I only shared few of them. Like there are going to be hand dryers which are going to be installed across all the washrooms. I will invite you 1 month down the line. You will see changes coming in. There are hand wash dispersal system which is going to be in place. The genetic rooms for cleaning of the washrooms, for storage of the material already ordered. They are getting fabricated. They will be installed. There are repairs which need to be carried out, which can't do while the school is in session, but we will try to take one by one. I do hope that by the time after the Durga Puja, as you come back to the school, from hygiene perspective and maintenance perspective, I don't think you will have any concern across. Ground, I told you that the playground, is that a ground? So I have already addressed that. I know if we get either the bus parking or the playground on hire, we are attempting to do that.
Personally, I just want to sit with you.
Can I request a mic to be given because I am not able to hear very clearly. Just hold on 1 minute.
Personally, I would request you just to give me 2 to 3 minutes on personal face-to-face valuation so that I can just sit with you. There are differences. What was said in the interview of the child while admitting, but there are things which is not being maintained.
Okay, perfect. I have taken a note of it. But I just want to assure the parents because the hygiene is of utmost importance and throughout, even before visiting Kolkata, I was mindful about our responsibilities which need to be enhanced. I assure you that the hygiene of your student is uppermost, including getting installed sanitary pad, vending machines to everything is going to come. Allow us 1 to 2 months to gradually keep changing and please evaluate us 3-4 months down the line that whatever I have spoken today from the dais, am I, along with my colleagues, implementing it or not? And then come to a judgment. Have trust, we will not betray your trust. That's my assurance to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Myself, Nikhil Lohia. My child is in Ashok Hall and she is in class 5. So first of all, thank you, sir, for making it interactive. I believe this is the half battle won because communication is the key. Apart from that, my queries are 2. I'm just connecting and revisiting what you said on the dais, that electrical has been completed, right?
Yes.
So, as far as I know, my child has made me aware that AC is there, but it is not on. That's what I know. Secondly,
When did you visit the school last?
I think PTM, last PTM which was held in, I believe April month.
Right.
I think that is the time I visited
So
it.
I will extend you the invite in my next meeting and then we will approach. I have already scheduled a meeting with the electrical contractor tomorrow and you will see everything getting fairly installed, don't worry.
Thanks a lot. Second query is, I'm just elaborating on what already a mother and a father has spoken for class 5 child. Worksheets are given. Say for example in April, I'm just taking one example. In maths unit 3, it's explained to the child. A concept is given to the child in the class by the teacher. But she's not having the same concept if she's revisiting it in month of June or July when she's again attending it. If the concept is shared or examples are given more precisely, it will help the child in recollecting, because at home, if mom is teaching or father is teaching or the home teacher is teaching, might be different than what the school teacher is teaching. She gets perplexed. So that's my only request. If the worksheet takes care of concept and with more example, it will help the child in understanding later on whenever the next teaching is done. That's the only request.
Quite well.
Thank you.
Sir, even
Just 1 minute before you come. Like when one minute, I'm just
Yes.
saying. So when I said that we have conducted the electrical audit, let me tell you that every corridor of the school, every classroom of the school, we have taken the lux meter, that is the visibility index that we capture. There are improvement areas where we need to take it to from 25 to 35, which is given, and these changes are bound to come. I have readings across all the rooms about the ventilations, thermography test, everything has been carried out. It has been a very extensive analysis of last 15 days by a dedicated team of qualified engineers to tell us the shortcomings. Because without knowing the shortcomings, we will never be able to serve you better. So feel absolutely assured, things are going in a very, very systematic way, and I promise you that you will see the positive changes emanating from the schools.
Sir, good morning, respected teachers, and to you also, sir. Sir, in this connection, I want to say that my daughter is in an Ashok Hall Junior section of class 5 also. So, there is two different views from both the parents. So, from my point of view, the revisions is going on as the teachers are doing the further processing of the worksheet also. Thank you, sir, to doing all the things. Thank you.
Good morning. Myself, Subodh Singh. My two granddaughters, Dishita Singh in class 10A and Samiksha Singh in class 6B, are in Mahadevi Birla Shishu Bihar. At the outset, I would like to thank the teachers and school management for academic atmosphere, interpersonal environment between students and teachers. But one area of focus is the way, rather the method what we have adopted is teaching and training our students in English. Linguistic proficiency has to be taken very care of. That linguistic proficiency, sir, because if we try to define knowledge in the terms of in the terms of Aristotle, it is a transition between something known to something unknown. Now, all we must admit that none of us, our language is English. Since we are training our students in English, their basic language has to be taken carefully. Rather, it has to be rebuilt up. So, as far as, of course, this is not a question, this is just a suggestion, that right from class 7 onwards, at least a day be imparted for the linguistic efficiency of our students. Secondly, sir, at this very moment, you pointed out about the school boxes rather for the students to take care of the loads which they are being carried on at their spines. The practice in sanitary schools is the same. They are not required to take the books at their home. So they are required to cover most of the books in the school itself. This practice may be taken care of, sir. Thank you, sir, for the kind time imparted to me.
Points taken. We'll debate on that and we'll come back to you. Thank you so much.
So, may I? Good afternoon to all of you. Mic is not working.
Give it to me.
Thank you, sir. Hello. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, all of you. My daughter is in 9th standard in Ashok Hall. So, as you know, sir, the students who are in 9th standard, they are on the threshold of appearing for public examinations. They will be appearing for their first boards and all. So, sir, I just want to say that the subjects are very well taught by the teachers. They are taking care of everything. But I want that there should be some periods dedicated to skill-based question solving, sir. So that they can be very spontaneous when they are walking their exam, when they are preparing for their exam and all. And one more concern, sir, it's not related totally to school, but I think all the parents will agree with me. The stretch of lane that connects the school to the arterial road, sir, during the rainy season, it's pathetic condition. The students have to wait, they get wet, and their shoes and socks are in terrible condition. So if this can be addressed by the school management, it will be very helpful for all the students. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. And there is 2 points only. One, previously they were getting a home ambience to get their study, and there is only 15, 18 students are there in a class. My baby is in class 1, and right now they are having almost 40 to 45 students in a class, and they are not getting a proper place to keep their bags, legs, whatever the play place, everything. And the second part is the washroom, and also we are not getting exactly proper syllabus, so we can make them learn that what even we are not getting it. School में क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है. So if there is a process of a communication, WhatsApp is not only can be the communicate there from where we can get to know exactly what's running in the school or running in the class. These 3 things need to be in my point.
I think your
Thank you.
point number 1 and 2 I have already addressed, because
Yes.
with the new furniture we are going to install, that will of course come with the storage. Your point number 3, that should we keep you so much updated about what's happening in the school, I have a slightly different view, but I would not like to express now. I would like to meet you separately to understand to what extent you would like to know. Because we should allow us to run the school in an appropriate manner. Of course, you can be a watchdog to see whether we are doing it appropriately, not appropriately. As the technology is going to unfold, I can even enroll you seated at home to join a class of your choice. You can look at the teacher, how she is teaching, how the students are taking in. But it can't be a day-to-day affair. I can open it once in a while for you to have a glimpses. But this is something we need to discuss at a much larger forum, that to what extent you would like to peep into the classroom to understand our deliveries and your child's ability to grasp. So the first 2 things I am assuring you, things are changing. Third one, I need to take feedback from maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 parents to what extent they would like us to get so much into the detail and then work accordingly. I will certainly like to meet you separately in my next visit.
Good afternoon. Sir, this is Orno.
Yes, please.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, this is Orno, and my daughter is in class 5 in Ashok Hall. And given that the places of improvement that some of the guardians have raised their concern, and also your assurance, I do believe, and I'm in substantial agreement with both the parties that there are places of improvement. But these things are mainly concerned with the infrastructure and digitization and this sort of things. And one thing, if I'm not mistaken, is something we need to keep it in mind, that since I teach it at a university and I get my students, some students from Ashok Hall also. So one thing we should keep it in our mind, and I humbly request you to keep a note on that, that in spite of all these arrangements of motivational speaking or some arrangements in terms of psychological counseling and all, but since some of our students, they are right from the very beginning, they are studying at Ashok Hall under the tutelage of some very efficient and approachable and very dedicated teachers. So whatever change you are looking for or you are planning for, there should not be so radical a change where such teachers, some of our students, if they miss, because at some point of time, I personally have experienced that in some context, they are very much feel free to say and discuss certain things with their respective teachers than even with any of us. So, and since I am coming from this teaching fraternity, this is something what I felt is very important, and in spite of all places where there might be improvements, where there improvements are required for our aspirations, maybe something you can deliver immediately, maybe something not. But in the academic faculty section, I think since this is, this is also a kind of evolution, we should be incremental in that slowly. Some of the faculties there who are really very good and very approachable. So any radical change there might cause some problem.
Yeah, I think I understood your point and point well taken. I've taken cognizance of your suggestions, certainly. Yeah, can we next because...
Good afternoon.
Yeah, so I think the time bound because there are parents who like to exit for picking up their students and others. So maybe last 2 or 3 questions, and then to selected group of the parents, I can always make myself available so that we don't need to the time of everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, please.
My daughter is in Ashok Hall senior section, and the school has been super supportive in addressing certain issues that she's having or she had.
Thank you.
But since you spoke about emotional safety, and given that there are certain protocols and rules that the school has to follow, I just want to know how flexible can the school be in addressing mental issues of a child which is very specific to her.
Quite flexible, as we will roll out a scheme of Empower. I can even give you a separate audience with the counselor as you desire. I can give you a separate link towards the evening where your family can talk to the counselor. We are very, very flexible. It will be available to you at 0 cost. No problem.
I'm talking about tweaking the rules. Is it possible to tweak rules?
That at this juncture I would not like to comment. Let me reach out to my faculties and see. But I thought that you are asking about our service to emotional well-being of your child. Tweaking the rules, I need to come back to you. Yeah, there are multiple hands. Let me very quickly take my request. If there are repetitive questions which are already raised, please don't do that, so that I can address, because there are almost 6-7 hands which are getting raised. There are another 3-4, so let me take this about 7-8-9 questions and then bid goodbye to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Saurabh, and my daughter is in Mahadevi Birla Shishu Vihar, class 7, section A. I had two you. One is been discussed in bits and pieces, so I want.
So, 1 second, I am sorry for the interruption. 1 minute. Can I request all those who raise their hands to stay back? I will come down and take your questions. The rest of the parents who have no questions, can they be allowed to leave the meeting? Because I am seeing a rush of multiple people who would like to go away. My request is that all those who raise their hands, please come forward. I will come down. We can just form a small group and I can address your multiple things. If that is okay, I would like to declare the meeting closed, except for those who would like to meet me and raise the questions. Thank you indeed. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I will.
Yeah, just wait. I am coming down with my colleagues.
so much.
But you give me a clue, should I?
No, not at all. Because every year quite intelligent and we will understand what to do.
Let me be very honest. We are not expecting you to.
Every year they have.
So we don't want